On today's show, the Dallas Mavericks lose to the Magic. Cooper Flagg, though, proves his two-way impact is MVP level.
This is Cooper Flagg, and you're listening to Locked On Mavs.
I think that's a good question.
Good morning, Isaac. All these changes, I still got my dog, Dwight Powell.
Locked On Mavs, your daily Dallas Mavericks podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network.
Still can't.
Your team every day.
And welcome. You are locked on to the Dallas Mavericks, your team every day. My name is Nick Angstadt, media member covering the Mavs for over 10 years. Today's episode brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel is giving you a way to turn this energy, into even bigger potential wins with a college basketball parlay profit boost. Head to FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com. FanDuel, play your game. On today's show, we're going to talk about the Mavs lost to the Orlando Magic. A clutch game. Another clutch game. Mavs NBA leading 39th clutch game of the season. Klay Thompson absolutely goes off. Khris Middleton has some clutch buckets, and we see some more synergy between him and Cooper Flagg. And that's the guy that we got to start with is Cooper Flagg, because absolutely no doubt about it, Cooper Flagg is a rookie in the NBA that can impact winning. Now, the Mavericks don't have enough around him right now. They don't have the system set up around him and everybody else. He's coming back from injury. He was off for 9 games. He's off for a long time. I mean, last time we saw him was before the All-Star break. He's been a while. Comes back, is in a minutes restriction, and just had a massive impact on this game. Massive. The Mavs lose this game. Comes down to 1 point. The Mavs were leading this game with 32 seconds left, and then Jalen Suggs hit a three that he almost passed up. Looked like he didn't even want to take it, and he put it up there. The Mavs lose, but Cooper Flagg, 18 points, 5 boards, 6 assists, season high, NBA high for him, 4 blocks, 7 of 22 from the field. Not great shooting wise for Cooper Flagg. Definitely rusty on the floaters, the middies, the stuff that we know he's going to hit. Only went 1 of 5 from 3. His 3-point shot has been a lot better in the second half of the season here for him, but it was not great in this one. Did hit all 3 of his free throws. But you can just see the impact from Cooper Flagg in this game in so many different ways. And the ones I want to point out are the ones there's I think how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 instances where he had an offense defense back-to-back possession impact offense defense play. Second quarter, Mavs are starting to pull ahead. Cooper Flagg drives left, spins back right, righty floater right at the rim. Mavs go up by 12. Mavs would end up getting a 14-point lead. That'd be the highest that they had. And you're like, oh my gosh, this Mavs team looks like a competent NBA team again. Then right on the other end, right after that floater, a help block on Wagner right on at the rim. Just coming over, doing what Cooper Flagg does best, being a help defender, coming around the rim, and then boom, getting a block right there. Third quarter, Flagg gets a block in transition after a turnover where he just tips his fingertip. Maybe it was a goaltending, but they didn't call it. A block for him, one of his 4, and then right down on the other end, not even 10 seconds later, a 3. Great read from Max Christie. He gets the ball on the block and throws it all the way across court to Middleton. Middleton, good read, swings it over to Cooper Flagg, and he made his 1-3 of the game. But offense, defense, and then another one where Flagg, I think, makes a play, and then all of a sudden, he misses a shot, and you're like, man, he misses a mid-range shot. But then he gets a steal off Paolo Banchero, rises for a dunk, boom. Offense, defense, making an impact. Fourth quarter, Cooper Flagg, drive, kick, Caleb Martin, long corner 2 in the corner. You just see him creating shots, creating opportunities for others. Right down the other end, 10 seconds later, huge help block, again, right at the rim. I mean, just like tracking guys and finding exactly when they're going to take their shots and going after it. And then the final minute of the game, the closing minutes where you're like, all right, this is crunch time. This is where rookies usually shrink away. This is where rookies usually make mistakes. No, Cooper Flagg. The Mavs are up by 1, I think, at this point. Help block on Wendell Carter Jr. Down the other end, drive, finish, and 1. Massive. Absolutely massive plays from Cooper Flagg. Just the things that he's doing in this one it stood out to me in a way that says, this is a guy that you can build around. This is a guy that can be taken to the next level, that can, his game is going to evolve. His game is going to get better. He's going to get better from here. Imagine Cooper Flagg gets better from here. Gets the N1. The Mavs are up 3 with 37 seconds left in this one. Wild. Just there's a wild sequence of events, and to watch Cooper Flagg's impact on both ends of the floor stood out to me in a massive way, because it's not just offense for him. It's that he can impact the game as a defender. And this is him coming back from a foot injury. So he's, maybe a step slow, maybe, rusty. Doesn't matter. You see the impact almost immediately. And it's not just offense, defense. The offense itself, like, one of the things we were just railing the Mavericks on over the last 9 games or so is the amount of threes they take. And they only took 33. That's not a ton. The Magic ended up taking 39. They don't take a lot of threes at all. The Mavs only took 14 in the second half, and Klay took 6 of them, and a lot of them were just like wild heaves. But in the first half, they had 19 threes on their way to 38 threes, which they hadn't taken that many since January 17th. But right off the bat, Cooper Flagg starts in this game, pick and roll with Daniel Gafford, insane cross-court pass to Khris Middleton, where he just reads it. It looked like a Luka pass, honestly, where he finds him in the corner 3 for Khris Middleton. The Mavs have a 3-0 lead. Magic score on one end and then come back to the other end, and Flagg misses a floater but gets his own offensive rebound, kicks it out to Max Christie, a 3. In a 3-point opportunity. I talked about on the show the other day, how are the Mavs going to fix this 3-point issue if they don't completely change their roster or completely change their system or whatever? They just got to get up more threes. They've got to be able to take more threes. And it's those kind of opportunities. It's those opportunities that he can make off of a crazy pass where he's bringing in the attention, that more defenders are shading off of the guy they're defending, and Cooper Flagg is finding them with a great pass. That's how Luka created all those threes, is because he did that. He drew in the defense and then kicked it out. Cooper Flagg did that exact thing. And then an offensive rebound opportunity. That's the first 2 offensive possessions of the game for the Mavericks. And then at 9:52 in the first quarter, like a little bit after that, he got another offensive rebound that led to a Khris Middleton 3. Like, just leading to 3-point shots. Again, they only finished with 33, but they made 14 of them, so that's a good percentage. And Klay made half of them, 7. But you got to be able to create the shots first. And I think Flagg showed that, all right, I can create those shots. And that's what makes him, to me, a potential MVP level player, that he can do those things. And he's 19. He's so young. He's still gonna learn. He's still gonna get better. He looked like the best player on the floor out there. Klay had 24. Tristan Da Silva had 19 for the Magic, but Paolo Banchero had 16 points, 12 boards, 6 assists with 6 turnovers. Flagg only had 2 turnovers, and they were back-to-back. They were back-to-back, just bad plays from Flagg. Third quarter, drive right into a turnover. Devin Harris had mentioned on the broadcast that, he coming back, you're a little rusty, and it looked like Flagg's handle was just a little loose on some things because he just wasn't completely in rhythm. And that was one of the instances where you go, yep, there it is. Drives right into 2 defenders, fumbles the ball, turnover, and then the play right after that, Flagg, he forced an entry pass to Gafford, where Gafford had his defender sealed, but he was sealed on the other side, on the basket side. And so Coop tried to throw it over the top. It was just a bad decision. And so both of his turnovers happened within 12 seconds of each other. Didn't have a turnover the rest of the game. I'll take that. And then, actually, one of the offense-defense plays came right after that. Flagg forces the entry pass to Gafford, gets a turnover, and then on the other end, he blocks that ball with his fingertip that may have been close to a goaltend. And then on the other end, he gets a 3. It's like, the other thing about him is he is just a gamer and a competitive SOB. He's going to compete, and he's going to go out there, and he's going to make up for his mistakes. And if he makes a mistake on one end, he's going to make up for it in a bunch of other ways. We did see one issue with Cooper Flagg in this game. He has one of those offense-defense sequence, drive, kick, Martin, long 2 in the fourth quarter, then the huge help block on the other end. And then on offense, he's arguing with the ref. Orlando inbounds the ball, and they get a wide-open 3 after a Goga Bitadze screen. It's a 10-point game, 100-90. And right before that was, and Coop was arguing with the ref, got caught on a screen from Goga Bitadze, and wasn't able to get to his man, and Mavs weren't able to rotate right because one guy was out of the play. And this is something to watch because it's starting to tick up a little bit with Coop arguing with the refs. Every star player in the NBA does it. It's not something I'm super concerned about, but it is something that can keep guys out of plays, and that's not something that you want to see from your star player. We did see, though, the possession right before that. This whole sequence is kind of wild in the fourth quarter. 10-13 left in the fourth quarter. Max Christie gets called for that moving screen. He kind of throws his shoulder into Goga Bitadze. or he throws his shoulder into Orlando defender. Flagg goes up to the rim. Both players still playing, and Goga Bitadze kind of, he fouls him. Flagg falls on his back, and then Goga kind of stands over him and just like gestures to him like, what? Like, we're not going to call anything on this? Flagg's finger gets cut, and Jason Kidd is arguing with the ref almost the entire stoppage. The entire stoppage of play as Flagg is getting his finger bandaged up, and they're trying to get the play started again, and Kidd is arguing with the ref the whole time. We did not see that very often with former stars on the Mavericks. And then Flagg was arguing with the refs like 40 seconds later, and it ended up being a wide open 3. The Mavs lose this one, but Flagg being such a big impact on both offense and defense, I think matter a ton for this team because they will go as far as he goes. And I think that that's something that's absolutely incredible to watch. The loss was big though. Let's talk about how they got this loss, why it matters, coming up. Today's episode of Locked On Mavs brought to you by FanDuel. College basketball is nonstop. Big games, tight spreads, momentum swings. Every single night, from early tip-offs to late-night West Coast shootouts, there's always action on the board, and now FanDuel's giving you a way to turn that energy into even bigger potential wins with college basketball parlay profit boost. You can talk hoops all you want, but you got to put your money where your mouth is every once in a while. You know that one friend that's just always like, oh, I knew this was going to happen. Oh, I absolutely knew that this was blah, 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 blah. It's like, all right, cool. Let us know. What are the odds Final Four? Give me like one of these teams we're going to be watching. Okay, Duke has Cameron Boozer, right? Minus 170 to make the Final Four. Arizona. Let's go. Houston with Kingston Flemings, plus 230 to make it. You've got Illinois with Keaton Vogler, plus 340 to make it. Arkansas with our guy Darius Acuff, plus 1,200 to make the Final Four. Who are Alabama with Phylon? They're plus 1,800. There's a couple. North Carolina with Caleb Wilson, plus 2,000. So if you want to have some fun with FanDuel, go ahead and check it out. Look at the odds across NBA, college basketball, anything, and go do whatever you want. Go ahead to FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com. FanDuel, play your game.
Shut it down! Let's go home!
Thanks for hanging out with us on Locked On Mavs, being part of the show, part of the Raccoon Squad. That's what we call our listeners, listening every day. Appreciate you for checking out the show. We have the Everydayers Club. If you're sick of hearing ads on this show, subscribe to the Everydayer Club. $5 a month, $50 a year. You get ad-free episodes of this show on your audio feed. We're on Spotify, Apple. The feed gets added automatically to your feed, which is awesome. And then you also get access to our Discord. We're having some fun talking about this game. Cooper Flagg returning. We're also having fun talking about the tank and what the implications are for the Mavericks in that. And so go check out that, lockedonmavericks.supercast.com, or links in the description, QR code as well. All right, let's talk about the Mavs and this game. So real quickly, tonight, the Jazz won a game. The Jazz won a game. I'm recording this before the Pelicans are playing tonight, but the Pelicans are playing the Kings. I'm assuming they're going to win that game because the Kings are really bad. So the Pelicans should finish tonight with 20 wins and 44 losses. The Jazz at 19 wins and 44 losses. The Mavs at 21 wins and 41 losses. The Mavs are going to be right in there. The gap between the Mavs at 7th place in the lottery standings and 5 and 6 where Utah and New Orleans are is going to be really small. And then it's closing. And there's 20 games left. And the Mavs have some ground to make up, but they can get to 6th. And the difference between 7 and 6 is big. We've talked about it a lot on this channel, but just a quick one. You get better odds at the top 4 picks. And then if you move from the 7th spot to the 6th spot, you actually get an 8% chance to get the 6th pick when the Mavs they have no percentage to get 6 or 5 right now. And their odds to get 7 would be 28%. Their odds to get 8 would be 20%. And then their odds to get a top 4 pick from going from 7 to 6 would be like almost 38% or something like that. So big in the lottery standings. So that matters. This is what Isaac would call a perfect game tonight. and Slightly would call a perfect game. And I will call a perfect game because you get a great Coop game. The Mavs end up losing this game. The Magic I don't know what the Magic are doing. This is not a great game. I would not be excited if I was a Mavs fan or a Magic fan watching this game. But you get great showings from the Mavericks. Mavs still lose the game. The losses still matter, but we can still have fun and be excited about how the game ended because, man, it just came down to it. The Mavs were in it. Like they had a 14-point lead in that second quarter, and you go, oh my gosh, are they going to run away with this game? Because the way they're taking threes, the way they're shooting, the way Coop's playing. And then in the third quarter, the Magic just go on this run. The Magic build an 11-point lead. And then the Mavs do what they do, and they fought. And the Mavs even had a 3-4 point lead with like 37 seconds left, and it just came down to the final end. We've seen this game. How many times have we seen this game? But it just happened in a completely different way, where instead of the opposing team building up a big lead, it was the Mavs building up a big lead and then giving that away. And then the Mavs end up fight back. It was a fake comeback, if you want to call it, but the Mavs end up taking the lead. So Orlando, their offense was brutal in this game. They didn't score for 3.5 minutes in the fourth quarter. It was 3:15 left, and the Mavs were only down 102 to 105. Dallas took a use it or lose it timeout after Flagg gets this massive out of nowhere help block on Paolo Banchero. Paolo never saw him coming. Massive play. Mavs come out of that timeout. Flagg to Klay Thompson comes around a screen. 3-point shot. Mavs tied 105-105. And you're like, oh my gosh. They came back. They were down 11. They were down 10 at the beginning of the fourth quarter. And they come back. They tie the game. And Orlando was just giving this up. Or Orlando selling this game. Brutal. Middleton, then you get a couple of big plays from Middleton back to back. Middleton, ISO midi against Desmond Bane on the left wing. Then same exact play, back to back plays in the fourth quarter. Middleton, same spot, ISO against Desmond Bane. Desmond Bane, smaller, T-Rex arms. We've called him that because of the draft. The pre-draft stuff. Middleton hits 2 shots over him. It's 109-108. The Mavs have the lead with 1:43 left. And then something happens that has happened a bunch in this game that frustrated me. And this is one of the reasons why the Mavs lost this game is PJ and Flagg both missed on a switch. Tristan De Silva, the Magic got a wide open floater at the rim because both players went to the ball. And this happened again later in this game that I'll talk about. But the guys just either miscommunicated on a switch or they were sending 2 to the ball and the help wasn't coming close enough like at the rim. It's either one of those 2 things. Either they weren't both supposed to go to the ball. Like when a defender comes and screens for the ball handler's man, both defenders were going to the ball handler. I just think that was a miscommunication. Maybe it's because they've been out and they haven't, Flagg hasn't played with them. But it was happening with other guys too. Maybe it's because Middleton is still relatively new and the defense takes a lot of time to work out the communication and things like that. But I just thought that looked like a mistake to me. Another one, Flagg gets caught on a screen. Tristan De Silva hits a 3. That was at 2 minutes. It's a little before this play that I'm talking about. But then right on the other end, minute 12 after De Silva gets the floater, Klay Thompson gets doubled. The Magic send 2 to the ball handler because Klay had just been on fire. He'd been hitting a bunch of 3s. And they get Gaff on a post up and Gaff scores. I thought Gaff had a pretty good game in this one. He fell down a lot. He falls down a lot. It's just one of those confounding things. He's so big. How do you fall down so often? But 12 points, 13 boards, had an assist, had another really great pass, kick out to Max Christie. He just missed the shot. But only played just under 25 minutes, which is the sweet spot for Daniel Gafford. Coming off the floor a little faster. You got 3 offensive rebounds. Scored with 1:02 left, like I mentioned. Gave the Mavs a 1-point lead. Then you get the sequence where Flagg gets the help block on Wendell Carter Jr., the drive and the and-one finish. This was absolutely a massive moment. It was a 4-point game. 4-point game with 37 seconds left, and here's where the Mavs messed it up. They're playing the Magic on the other end. They're defending. Suggs gets the ball. And Suggs is the guy you're going to leave. If you're going to, close out on every other defender, if you're going to sell out real hard, which means to close out real hard on any other player on the floor, you're closing out on everybody else. Suggs, you're going to leave. Suggs, you're like, I'm fine. Go ahead. Take that shot. Suggs has not historically been a really good 3-point shooter in his career. He's shooting 32% this year, 31% the year before that. He did in 2024 shoot 39%. And we're like, ooh. And that's when he got paid. And that has become, I think, a problem for the Magic. Because that was like a false hope. He was second team all defense. And you're like, oh man, he played 75 games and he played 35 games the year after that and just hasn't played enough games since then. And his 3-point shot hasn't developed. So anyway, he gets the ball wide open and literally looks left, looks right. Look like he was looking for, all right, I'm supposed to pass the ball to somebody in this moment. Almost passed up to 3, almost passed it up, takes it, hits it. And then it's a 1-point game. You're like, oh, Mavs had this lead. And then Flagg, is on Bane on the switch, misses the midi, and on the other end, Wendell Carter Jr. gets a dunk in the lane off Klay and Gafford. doubling the ball handler. Flagg nearly gets to it. He nearly comes from the weak side all the way to the opposite end of where the pick and roll was happening. Came all the way from the other end. Almost got to the ball, but Wendell Carter Jr. gets the ball, like dunks the ball with like 1.4 seconds left. And it was another instance where both guys, Klay and Gafford, both went to the ball handler and neither of them switched to the roller. And I thought it looked like a mistake to me. Again, it could have been a situation where they're trying to do that, but in both instances it led to like dunks or led to like plays right at the rim, and that seemed like a mistake to me. Middleton then inbounds the ball. Flagg doesn't get a foul, barely even gets a finger on it, and the game is over. The Mavs didn't even get a shot off at the end. And so if you were rooting for the tank, like I saw Bobby on DLLS and Isaac were both like Bobby and Isaac just in texting him, we're just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we almost ruined this tank. I'm not there yet. I'm still, if the Mavs are playing, I'm still going to root for the Mavs to win games. I know that it's more beneficial. It's like one of those head-heart moments where you go, I know in my head it's more beneficial for them, but I watch these guys play so hard, and you see how bummed they are after losses, and losing 10 in a row just like almost killed these guys. Like, they were so upset about it. And so like, all right, well, if they're going to be in a game like this, like I'd rather just, they're not going to lose every game here on out, right? You're not going to go 0-21 the rest of the season. Coming up, let's talk about Klay Thompson. Let's talk about Khris Middleton, the other guys that made a big impact on this game because I thought that a lot of guys stood out. Let's talk about them and more coming up. Today's episode of Locked On Mavs brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. 5 Hour Energy flavor draft, 18 different flavors to choose from. If you listen to the show a lot, keep track. Am I choosing a different one every time? There's new options all the time. Confetti craze, fruity rainbow, cotton candy. There's something for everyone. The board is set, the flavors are ready, and I've got my number one pick for the 5 Hour Energy draft. This time it's, I'm going to go with fruity rainbow. Fruity rainbow, bright blend of assorted candy, fruit flavors, sweet layered fruit notes in every sip. You can just taste the notes in it. Smooth, easy drinking texture. Now, 5 Hour Energy. I enjoy the product. I drink it. I get it. I like the energy shot without the sugar. Not sure you're changing the texture on 5 Hour. I'm not sure you're changing the texture, but it gives you that nostalgic candy bag flavor impression, sweet, colorful finish that lingers lightly with the fruity rainbow. You can get all kinds of other flavors too. I mentioned you have cherry, grape, the classics, or you can get Hawaiian breeze, sour apple, peach mango, a little combo there, strawberry watermelon, classic combo. Get all of them. Find your favorite flavor of 5 Hour Energy shots available online at 5hourenergy.com, the number 5, hourenergy.com, or on Amazon. Also brought to you by Indeed sponsored jobs. Workplace chaos, stuff happening all the time. There's everything going on. Cooper Flagg is back. You're going to want to watch those games, but you can't waste time at the job. You've got a job that's sitting open. Indeed sponsored jobs can help you reach the people who actually fit what you're looking for, skills, experience, location, so you're not just hoping the right candidate stumbles across your post. Here's a stat that says it all. In the minute I've been talking to you, companies like yours made 27 in hires on Indeed, according to Indeed data worldwide. So if you're hiring, spend less time sorting through everybody, trying to figure out who's right. Use Indeed sponsored jobs. Listeners of this show, if you're listening right now, and if you're listening, you are listening. You'll get a $75 sponsored job credit to help you get your job the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/podcast. Need to hire? This is a job for Indeed. Sponsored jobs at Indeed.com/podcast.
Shut it down! Let's go home!
All right, Isaac, let's talk about the Mavs and the Orlando Magic. I thought this game, there was just some fun things. Klay Thompson, I mean, give him a round of applause. Klay Thompson led the Mavs with 24 points, 7 of 12 from the field. One of my favorite stat lines in all of basketball. A guy that goes like 7 of 12 from the field, 7 of 12 from 3. It's like, I know what I'm about. I'm going to take shots. I'm taking no twos. I'm taking all threes. I know what this team needs. I'm taking 12 threes tonight. And that's what Klay Thompson did. Closed the game out for the Mavs. He got 1 assist like late in this game. And I love this. I love the stat line when it's like all 3-point shots and no assists. You're like, I know what I'm about. I'm just a shooter. He got 1 assist late, but it was almost that stat line. But his ability to just come around screens, his ability to get chased down by guys, like every time down the floor, it felt like the Magic were trying to see out of the corner of their eye, where's Klay Thompson? And that adds gravity. Even if guys don't leave their man, even if guys don't like shade over to Klay Thompson like they do for a Steph Curry or whatever, they're still like in the back of their mind looking at, okay, where is Klay? Where's Klay? We got to know. Is his defender staying with him? Like, you have to know. Could the pass be going to him? Could my guy you've got to know. And I think that just adds a lot. He was a plus 13 in this game. I thought that was huge. He was the only one with positive double digits. So the Mavs outscored the Magic by 13 points when he was in the game. An incredible Klay Thompson game. And you just appreciate every time you get it because he can hit threes just like no one else can hit. There was one in the corner that Mark Follow and Devin Harris were raving about. And he was in the right corner, so it must have been in the first half where they threw him the ball and he catches the ball. And instead of dipping, so instead of having the ball, like you get the ball and you go below, you take the ball below your waist and like rise up for the three to get back into your 3-point shot or your jump shot. He just keeps the ball high above his head and puts it in. To catch the ball, keep it above your head, and then to hit the shot is incredibly skilled play. Not many players can do it. Klay Thompson is one that can, and it's just a joy to watch him play. Khris Middleton, 19 points, 7 assists, did have 6 turnovers. Struggled a little bit against the ball pressure from the Magic. I thought that they were just going after him. He had a moment, when was that moment where he got, it was third quarter. He got a tech with 7 minutes left, threw his mouthpiece on the ground by the bench. You're not supposed to throw stuff into the stand. They said he threw it into the stands. He threw it on the ground. I don't know where they were thinking that went. But I got frustrated because he didn't get a foul from Suggs, who tipped the ball away from him. It was another one of his turnovers. Got a tech for throwing. And he just seemed frustrated. But those 2 shots back to back against Desmond Bane in the fourth quarter were huge. And you just see how the synergy that he has with a Cooper Flagg. I got a text from my co-host on Locked On NBA is Camille Davis, who hosts Locked On Bucks. And she was like, I don't think there's many better vets for Coop than Khris Middleton. I'm glad he stayed in Dallas to finish the season out. They love Khris Middleton in Milwaukee. They were upset. It was one of those things like when they made the Kyle Kuzma trade, they were like, ooh, I don't like losing Khris Middleton. We wanted him to stay here for a long time. And he won a title with them, obviously, but you can just see great vet, moves the ball, can hit his own shot, can set up things a little bit here and there. And the combo of Flagg, Klay, Khris Middleton, PJ Washington, and Daniel Gafford in this game. Maybe it's just because the Magic and the way that they play and the way that they like try to defend. Maybe they were just able to take advantage of that team in a certain way. But that quad group, what is it? The quintuple group, the 5 of them, played really well together. Speaking of PJ Washington, 18 points, 5 boards, an assist, 2 steals, a block, hit 3 threes, and 7 free throws. That is the versatility that you want in a PJ Washington. That's the versatility that the Mavs paid the extension for. And this is one of the games that you watch and you go, this is why I still believe in PJ Washington. You may be out on PJ Washington. There's many in our Discord that are. There's many in the text line that are. There's many that are in my mentions and in the comment section on YouTube that I read all the time. And I know that you're out on PJ Washington. Get him off my team. I see that a lot. I saw it on Twitter tonight. Get him off my team. But these are the games where you go, yep, he played 33 minutes. I thought he defended Paolo Banchero well. He impacted the game in a lot of ways. Got to the free throw line 9 times. Hit 3 threes. Like just you get that versatility. Not many players can do those things. And not many players can do those things that are not stars. And you have to pay like stars, right? And so to get a guy like that at the number PJ Washington is making, I know he's had a rough season, but watching a game like this, you go, that's it. 18 points on 7 shots. He doesn't need a ton of shots, but he's going to make an impact. He's not always going to shoot 75% from 3, but he's going to give you something. And even though he got a weird tech in this one. What was that? When did he get his tech? That was, the second quarter. Second quarter, he's posting up on Jalen Suggs, and then he kind of throws him off of him, gets fouled, and they call a tech like an unsportsmanlike tech because PJ Washington just kind of threw him off of him after when the play was still going. They called the tech during the play. It's like, what do you guys want? Like, you guys want them? The refs were frustrating me in this one. They were frustrating Kidd. They're frustrating Jason Kidd, and that doesn't normally happen, right? Like, but I'm sure Kidd looked at him and was like,
he's got to touch it. He's got to rub it and hold it.
I bet the refs were saying that. Like, hey, you just gotta let Jalen Suggs touch you up. You can't just throw him off you. It's called an unsportsmanlike tech on him, which is just like really in the middle of the game. That's what you're worried about. And he got free throws anyway. It was still a play where he got to the free throw line. He got the foul, but he got an unsportsmanlike tech for the way that he responded to the foul. Okay, refs, sure. Still got the free throws. Like, who else stood out? Ryan Nembhard only got 13 minutes, but he had 6 points, 4 assists, no turnovers, 3 of 5 from the field. had a real long 2 that was almost a 3, but his foot was on the line. And he was just playing against drop coverage in a way that I think is just the way he's got to play. And maybe it is just these teams that play drop where, pick and roll happens and the center that's usually switches onto that guard just backs up. Teams like the Bucks did this forever, and others that have won titles. Miles Turner did it with the Pacers last year. You see these guys, and Ryan Nembhard takes advantage of those teams. It's like, all right, you're going to do that. I'm going to take a little mid-range jumper. All right, I'm going to take a 3. All right, you're going to do that. And he did that in this game. And it's those little moments where, like, all right, you got to be able to attack. If you're not going to go and get your own shot, if you can't get into the paint and get your own shot because of your size, you've got to be able to take advantage of those kind of opportunities with jumpers. And he got those. And I thought that was some pretty good moments for him in this one, even though he didn't play. He must not played a lot in the second half at all. He played 5 minutes in the second half. Didn't get a lot out in the second half, but I thought his first half was good. That's one that I noticed. There you go. That's my thoughts on the Magic game. Mavs lose this one. It's good for the tank, but another clutch loss for the Mavericks. Coming up, we'll have some more on the Mavericks. Isaac and I will always have a bonus one more thing for you. And so subscribe, listen wherever you're listening, watching this. Check the text line or the link in the description for the Everydayers Club to get ad-free. Guys, thanks so much for listening to Locked on Mavs.
Peace out.
Boom!
Pledge allegiance to the flag, man.